many of us did our courage definition tie back to Atticus? Exactly.
There has never been a more demanding time to be in education. Standards, testing, technology, changing demographics, and teacher evaluations bring additional pressure to the already challenging situation of teaching students.
So what was it about this warm-up that tripped you up?
There is a place where these demands are being met and success is being achieved. A place where passion and commitment to educating students is made manifest through constant, ongoing improvement.
In our zone, Performance Zones 3 and Prime 6, Clark County School District, Las Vegas, Nevada, we incorporate the cycle of improvement.
Hey, hi, it's so good to see you.
We have solid teachers who deliver solid instruction, but 3 years ago we saw a need that we needed to improve the delivery of instruction in basically 3 areas.
Drop your pencils, sit up straight, and show me that you're ready for the next step.
We needed our teachers to engage our students more, to engage them in discourse and higher level thinking. We also needed to look at the high cognitive demand, looking at our depth of knowledge levels 3 and 4. And then we also needed to look at the alignment with the standards because Common Core was coming about.
That's comparing them.
And we also looked at our Nevada academic content standards and how did our instruction align with those standards. What about your student performance data? What changes? We start with analyzing data. Once we analyze that data, then we look at what does that data tell us? What's the direction that we need to take?
Yeah, he has a warm-up sheet where they do it every day, the warm-up.
Then we do our observations. We utilize Observation 360. We gather that evidence from those observations where we have our instructional round template housed in that system.
What have you learned, Fagan?
After we do our instructional rounds, there may be a particular focus that we have, which may focus on our Nevada Educator Performance Framework, which is our teacher evaluation tool. Or it may be various concepts of teaching. For example, student engagement. We may also look at depth of knowledge, our DOK levels that we're seeing. And we also look at high cognitive demand. So those are just some examples of what we might look for as we do our instructional rounds.
So tell me, how do you think your lesson went today?
I think it went well.
Once we complete our instructional rounds, we then debrief about the things that we've observed. We look at the strengths, the areas of improvement, and then what are those next steps, our action steps, so that we can then look to improve those areas that we've identified for improvement. I have been going through our Observation 360 data, and from our instructional rounds, I'm noticing that we have some disconnects at the primary level with regard to mathematics. We also have instructional coaches in our zone, and I work with the instructional coaches with regard to the professional development that they deliver for our teachers.
Sandra, I know you already have some PowerPoint presentations and with embedded videos in them.
Exactly. So I thought maybe what we could pull from Edivate is the learning progressions on K2 and how building within 5, within 10, to within 20, what that looks like as a progression within each of the grade levels.
Our coaches are extremely critical to this process. There's only one of me, there's 16 of them. They get to leverage their resources if they see that they need to deliver professional development on number talks.
There are a couple of videos off the top of my head that use the number talks with discourse in the primary ages, grades.
Based on that implementation, we fall right back into that observation cycle. We evaluate the things that we've done to determine their effectiveness, and then the cycle starts all over again with that analysis of data.
Describing what?
Dogs.
Yes. They're talking about the development of a dog, right? Okay? It goes from a puppy to an adult dog, right? Okay, now we're cooking. Let's talk about cause and effect.
We have lots of support mechanisms in place. We have a lot of opportunities for professional development as instructional leaders, and we all know professional development is the key to success.
Well, we meet with Kawita, our Assistant Chief Student Achievement Officer, every month. And the work that Kawita does with us, she spends most of the time doing professional development with us.
We have a really unique opportunity in this zone. We're included in meetings with principals, and she builds us, grows us as leaders because she knows that, we're only as strong as our weakest link, and she wants all of us to really grow and learn and have that growth mindset.
I will go into her classroom and use some of those great student engagement strategies.
Our coaches will come in and say, you've had this training based on a leadership strategy. Now, this is what it looks like from your teachers in the classroom, and this is what you should see. So the classroom examples are done by our coaches, but our principals go through that as a learner so that they can see exactly what it feels like to be that learner and know that our students are experiencing that, but our teachers are also experiencing that.
Our juice is flowing, our brain thinking.
We go through professional development as building leaders. We are watching videos on, rigorous conversations and higher level questioning, and then we self-reflect with one another and we get to debrief and say, okay, well, what best practices are you rolling out with your staff, and could I do the same thing in mine to ensure this high quality instruction?
For me, it's built a stronger relationship because I can now speak more intelligently or more in depth about specifically what was observed in the classroom, and then coach them along and find the resources to help them be successful.
Our district really supports growing our own and growing everyone, because if everyone's at their peak, our students benefit from all of that.
We are getting ready to move into the trial portion of Mockingbird.
The instructional delivery has greatly been improved through the use of the Edivate videos and the use of Observation 360 as we've done our instructional rounds.
We have used Observation 360 as a tool to get us that general trend data on how we can really target our focus needs for our teachers so that we can provide that differentiated support.
Rodney, then where does it go?
My school, I've actually used them to help teachers meet their SMART goals for the year. I've created a course within Edivate on cultural competency. So teachers don't have to search for all the videos if their goal is teaching with cultural competency in mind. So they just use the course number, and all the great videos, they're just all together for them.
So now start with 10% of 70.
We've utilized the Edivate tools to help look at what do we see in a classroom, and then how do we make our evaluation of that consistent as it aligns with our observation tool. And so when we talk about student engagement, we all have the same form of reference as to what does that mean when we're looking at student engagement. We have an instructional round template which focuses on the instruction that we see in teachers and school-wide, where we look at overall instructional trends. We have a second template that we've developed that aligns with the teacher evaluation tool, which means those are the ones that the principal will use directly with the teacher in that supervision and evaluation cycle. Well, good morning, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, we're here to start with your pre-conference as we start off the school year. And then we have an administrative template that we've developed where I work with principals through the criteria by which they are evaluated. And then our principals work with their administrators, their assistant principals and deans, in order to see where they are within that evaluation tool. It starts with the theory of what we do. And we have to be grounded in that theory because it establishes the why. We have to have purpose. We have to have passion about what we do. Education is our passion. We live that passion every day. And so to bring that into your life in a very real manner, we have to find that theory that supports that, and then we share that theory with others.
When Miss Adams comes to my school, I know that she's coming to give support, to give assistance, to find the positive things that's going on in the school versus the negative things. And if there is something that needs to be corrected, she comes with a solution, or she's there to help you find a solution.
Our assistant chief Kawita is also an innovator, and she's always bringing new ideas and making tough decisions.
When Kawita comes to my building, I know that we're in for something new, something innovative. We know that change is on the horizon.
When you think you're done, you've just really begun. So I think that's what makes her so unique and continues to push me and grow me professionally.
She also pushes me. She pushes me in the right direction. So I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly growing my staff and changing things up.
So that challenges us to say, you know what, if this isn't working, I feel safe in making a decision and trying something new because she models that for us in her decision making and her leadership.
And as our supervisor for this school, she's very empowering. She trusts what we do, and if she has suggestions, it's very non-threatening.
Quita does a really good job of always bringing it back to students. You know, we may have this issue or this scheduling issue, this organization issue, and she always brings it back. You know, how is that going to affect students?
We have to educate our students for lives beyond anything that we can even imagine. Where they're going, we don't even know. So we're preparing them to be successful for the future, which is absolutely the unknown. How can we not educate them?